Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of my Megapark. Now in the last episode I made this Virginia reel called Tumbly Tubs, and I made a start on these monorail cycles. For this episode I will leave this area for what it is, because I kind of want to expand the Egypt area. I like the look of the area, but I think it's a bit too small. And I really want to add a log flume to the area. But not a normal log flume, I want to make it inside sort of a temple, with a final drop that splashes in between some paths. I think it will look really cool. So yeah, I want to have a log flume inside the building. I don't think I will decorate the inside of the building, since most people will not look there anyway. I will just try to make the building look cool in the outside. Anyway, the monorail will kind of get in the way here, so first I will move that. Alright, here's the area where the final drop of the ride will be. Planning to make sort of a temple here, where the log flume will do 2 drops, also with a small reverse section. And then finally it will climb to the top of the temple, and then it will drop here into the water, where there will be a splash section. And then at some point it will go underground again, back into the temple. So yeah, I just need to figure out how to make the temple look nice. Oh, by the way, here's a little trick I like to use. So here we have a reverser turntable. And what I will do now is I will take a ride that does sharp turns, like the wooden wild mouse, and I'll make a very tight turn. Oh wait, I need to remove chain lift first. So let's make a reverser turntable. Let's make a sharp turn, and then we build another reverse turntable. Alright, and then here we start our drop. Now I just need to make sure that the turntable that we want to go to is on the bottom. Right now it's not, so we switched it to. Alright, what happens now is, well, we've made a merge here, but with its own track. And when the boats pass the turntable now, they will rotate 180 degrees, so they're going reverse, but they will actually also make a 90-degree turn here. So yeah, this is a way to, for example, on the log flume in Walibi Holland and Walibi Belgium, there's one of these 90-degree turns where the boats reverse. So yeah, this is a way to make those. You can probably see it if we simulate the ride. Oh yeah, here you can see it in action, and now it continues on 90 degrees, and the boats are reversed on this section. Alright, I made a little double drop here. Well, of course, the log flume normally doesn't have sprites for these steeper sections. So in order to finish this double drop, we'll have to make some track in the other direction. So for that I will use a dinghy slide. I think it's the easiest way to finish a track like this. You could also use the splash boats track, but for now I will stick with this. You just build some track in the other direction. It's really simple as that. No, I will just make the track here in the middle invisible, the original track. A mistake I often see people make is that they put the full number of boats on the track. It probably looks a bit too crowded if there's the full 30 boats that this design allows. So I typically just lower the number a bit. 20 boats should be more than enough. Basically what you'll want to prevent is that at the end you have too many boats really in the station. I think the ideal amount of boats is just so that there's always just 1 or 2 boats in the station. Then guests also don't have to wait for too long, and it just doesn't look too crowded on the track. Now you can probably see that I'm keeping the back side of the building really simple. Well, first of all, also in real dark red, usually only the part that's visible to people walking in the park gets decorated. And the back side of the building is really usually just very simple. It's because people usually don't see it. And this will also allow me to save on objects in the park. Which is nice because I don't know how close I will get to the object limit. And of course it will also save me a lot of work. So I can cut down on the amount of time I have to work on this ride. Okay, you may be noticing I'm using this grey roof over here rather than a sandstone roof. It's because it's on the top of the building, so the guests won't actually be able to see the roof. So that's why I'm just using this simple roof here. It's also on real buildings in amusement parks. You'll often just find grey or black roofs where the guests won't be able to see them. It might be difficult to see in an amusement park if you're just walking around. Now on top of these roofs I will make some ducts, some air conditioning stuff, just to make it look a little bit more realistic. Now, something you'll probably want to avoid having in your inside your buildings, even if people normally cannot see them, is grass. When you have grass inside your buildings, it just makes them look it makes it look sort of lazy. So also, I just saw that under the pyramid there's still grass. It just looks off. Grass wouldn't be able to survive under your buildings. So I will just replace it with a different style of ground. Now for these buildings it's not that much of an issue because you normally wouldn't look inside these buildings, but especially buildings which have an opening, there it just looks really weird if you can't see any grass. I often see people do it in their contest entries, so yeah, that should really be something to watch out for. For example, it would be really weird if you could see any grass inside any of these buildings over here. When you look inside these buildings, you'll probably just want to see a floor. Or here I built a little wall on the inside just to cover up any ground you would see. Also, normally inside buildings you don't see any of the original ground. It's all replaced either with a path or with wood or any other floor. So yeah, take that into account when making buildings where you can see some of the original floor. Alright, I really like the way this looks. So here's the big temple, which looks really not very sophisticated here on the back side, but on the part that the guests see it actually looks really nice. And I love the way it comes out of the temple here, and you can see all the guests watching here at the part where the water splashes. So yeah, that was really the kind of effect I was going for. This is a great way to please my crowds and to attract some crowds. What I will do now here is make some benches. Just because this would be a nice place for guests to actually see this ride in action. No, we don't want the back side of this building to be visible to the guests riding the monorail, so I will just divert the monorail a little bit more. I'll probably make it follow this train track, and then yeah, the guests won't see the back side of this building, which looks quite ugly. Oh, by the way, here's a little something you may have noticed sometime, but yeah, if you have a log flume and you actually watch it through glass, for some reason the track will always be completely black. I don't know what causes it, but that's just something that happens in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. It's just probably the way the game deals with showing it. For example, I have white glass here, and you can see the water for some reason becomes completely black. I don't know what causes it, but I think it's quite funny to know. Okay, I'm really happy with the way this new edition looks. So yeah, building a roof looks quite simple, the back side also looks quite simple. The front side I decorated it with these statues and these glass walls. I put some colored blocks here. Here of course we have the big water splash with the double steep drop. And here there's of course the... it drops into this... buried out, this dugout section here, right in the middle of this big path, so the guests can actually watch these boats splash down here. I really like how you can often see guests watching the boats splash down here. So yeah, I love to have these sections where the guests can see the highlights of a ride. Alright, I think that was enough building for this episode. I will now just follow one of the boats, and that will then be the end of this video. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again in the next one. See you later. By the way, the log flume still needs a name, so if you have any good suggestions, just let me know. Preferably something themed to Egyptian mythology. Now that I think about it, there's probably not much to see on this screen, so you'll probably just have to follow the boats right over here. Anyway, I hope you still enjoy it. If you want to see the stats of the ride, well, yeah, they're basically the stats of any log flume. Alright, hope you enjoyed the video.